1. Hey, everybody, we just got done reviewing a couple shows, Severance, Solo Leveling, and Daredevil. So go check that out and see what you thought about those episodes. Let us know. So we are going to unveil our newest playlist. But before we do that, let's play a little game. So we got the best Disney song bracket. It's March, so it's tournament time.
Interesting.
So we are going to go through this. I did this real fast, so I might not have some songs that you would have picked.
There's a few you have to have. You don't have them, I'll be upset, Joseph.
Okay, so I probably don't have them, but let's go through this. Jared, or who's got the coin? Michael, you got the coin app or something?
I don't have nothing. What am I supposed to have?
Because we might need to break a tie.
I'll find
since
something.
It's only four of us.
Jared,
no chance cube. Oh, the chance cube's here.
This is blue.
Do you have?
We land on blue. That's all we do.
Yeah,
I got the cube.
He's got the cube. All right,
blue and red on it, unlike Thomas. What he said.
So let's start this off. I did these in chronological order, so the new ones are going to go up against the old ones. Let's say if there's a song that you thought really should have, I only did one song per movie, so if there's a song in a movie that you think it should have been there, we can switch it if you guys want. But
what is that, Coco?
Remember Me is Coco.
Remember Me.
I think it's Whistle While You Work. Is that just
that's like the OG one, man. That's
Snow
Seven
White.
Dwarfs.
Okay. I don't know how it was called that.
Yeah. So what do you Remember Me is a good song.
Yeah,
it is a good song.
Better than Whistle While You Work.
If it was
Work is enjoyable, but yeah.
If it was Hi Ho, I would think about it. But yeah, Remember Me is definitely better.
All right. So I did 3 Pixar songs, so that's
which is weird because this one was nominated for the Oscar. I think it won, but they didn't perform it at the Oscars. They performed like a different one. It was weird.
That is dumb.
Fools.
Okay, we got Jared's favorite.
It's Eye to Eye. There's no
going up against the Circle of
Wait a
Life.
minute. Wait a minute. That's what you picked from The Lion King?
Yeah.
Okay.
What would you have picked?
Be Prepared.
Be Prepared. It's the best villain song.
It is
villain song, but probably Circle of Life is like the more
that's the main song.
Impressive orchestra.
Friends on the Other Side is pretty great too, though. Just saying.
You guys know the names of these songs, man.
What is that song?
Because from Princess and the Frog, it's David. David
it's not better than Be Prepared.
But okay,
Keith David, you mean?
Yeah, Keith David. Sorry, David Keith is a different actor. I'm sorry. That's the guy from that submarine movie.
Okay, Jared has Eye to Eye.
What is Eye to Eye?
Eye to Eye is from the Goofy movie, sung by Powerline.
Eye to Eye.
I don't
he's
think
never
Michael
seen
knows
he's never seen the Goofy movie.
I'm trying to think of it in my head right now. I feel like
Instagram loves it, man.
I feel like I always watch the second Goofy movie more. Right?
That one is good.
And I hate that one.
What?
How do you hate that one?
I do not like that one.
So I'm gonna go Circle of Life though.
Okay, Circle of Life.
Wow.
Eye to Eye. Thomas Eye to Eye.
Me and Jared used to listen to this on road trips. What are you talking about?
Joseph? No, you're a liar. You love Eye to Eye.
I love Eye to Eye, but Circle of Life is more iconic. I'll see. So we got to flip, Jared. What color which?
Blue.
Blue for what?
Eye to Eye?
For Eye to Eye.
Blue for Eye to Eye?
It's just notes weighted.
Okay.
Circle of Life for red.
It's blue.
Dang.
Okay.
Weighted block.
Cheating.
Weighted block.
Everybody Wants to Be a Cat from the Aristocats. Look Through My Eyes is from
Mulan?
No, Brother Bear.
Brother Bear?
Everybody
That's what that song's called?
Look Through My Eyes.
Everybody Wants to Be a Cat. It's pretty great.
That is a pretty good song.
And it's Louis Armstrong too.
So are you picking that?
Yeah.
Trying to remember Brother Bear's music. I know
it's just like Tarzan, but watered down.
Yeah.
I remember
it's very watered down.
I know Everybody Wants to Be a Cat more, so I'll go for that one.
Okay.
Yeah, I can't remember that Brother Bear song off the top of my head.
All right, so now we got Never Knew I Needed, which is Princess and the Frog. Neo singing that. And then I Want to Be Like You is
Wanna Be Like
Jungle
You.
Book.
Yeah,
I want to be like
that one
you.
wins.
Yeah, that
And
you
that's-
can't
and
not
that's-
sing that.
That's the bareness, or the bare necessities would have been a bit better pick there, Joseph.
Alex and I were
I
singing that.
think. Okay, go ahead.
Alex and I were singing that the other day. What a genius song! A bear is
The Bare
singing
Necessities?
The bare
The
necessities.
bare
It is
necessities,
just-
yes.
It's delightful as heck.
I Want to Be Like You is the one they always pick for that movie, like on.
Also,
and stuff like
The
that.
bare necessities sung by Harry Connick Jr. is just amazing.
Never
So,
heard that.
It's amazing.
Okay, You Can Fly, Peter Pan. How Far I'll Go is.
Can I start guessing these before you tell me what they're from? Because I was going to say Toy Story.
Okay.
You Can Fly.
You know How Far I'll Go?
How far? I want to say Mulan again, but I don't think that's right.
No, you
Dang.
got the right letter.
I have no idea.
Moana.
Moana.
Oh, I've never finished that movie.
I don't
hate that
remember
song.
that
It's such
song.
a church song. It's like go get to your seat during church song. So I'm gonna say You Can Fly.
You Can Fly, You Can Fly.
Yeah, I like You Can
Oh
Fly.
yeah, that was delightful.
Okay, so We Can Fly. I can't remember How Far I'll Go. I'll Make a Man Out of You.
Oh,
Oh
Ooh.
man. Oh man.
oh,
Why Should I Worry?
oh God!
Oh man.
Joseph, you're a dirty player.
That's
Why
should I
a hard
worry?
one.
Why should
I
worry? That's Billy Joel. I can't.
I gotta go with that one too.
I got to go with I'll Make a Man Out of You because that's Donny Osmond.
Oh my god.
That is the
That
hardest
is
little matchup I've ever
impossible.
seen.
Not only that, but like
Gotta
if
put
you
my
want
phone.
like
I can't.
I didn't
If
even
you want,
plan that.
if you want to be like inspired, I'll Make a Man Out of You. It's just like you're right. You're right,
Yeah,
man.
but
We got to do
why
this.
should I care?
No, I'm not like doubting the awesomeness
yeah,
that is
yeah.
Billy Joel because that is like the
Oh
best
my
song.
It's almost up to eye to eye.
As a
I would-
kid,
I would say yes.
seeing a dog, as Billy Joel as a little dog
Oh, man.
singing was amazing.
I'm flipping my phone, so we might have a double flip here. The screen side is Why Should I Worry? Bottom is I'll Make a Man Out of You.
Okay.
He broke his phone.
You got Mulan. We got to do a double flip.
Well,
Oh,
we
no.
gotta do
Double flip. All right, Jared.
double flip.
All right, what's blue? What's red?
Red is
Don't care.
Mulan.
Red is Mulan.
That makes sense.
Mushu.
I'm shaking it a lot. 'cause
Communist.
I don't want you guys to. It's red.
Oh no!
Man, that one
Okay,
was-
I'm not saying I'm happy about that, but that was that's a hard one. that's a
either
hard
win,
one.
win or lose, whatever way you look at it.
All right, part of your
Ooh.
world.
Oh, I
Where
love
was
your
that,
Middle
Mike?
Let me
distance.
guess. Part of your world. I said Ariel. Little Mermaid. I know that
Oh,
one.
yeah, and then go the distance.
Oh, then Go the Distance wins. This song should win the whole
I
freaking.
was gonna say this is like Michael and Alex's childhood.
Dude,
There.
I was literally saying this 2 days ago. The song is so good. It's
Isn't this?
so good?
Isn't this Donny Osmond too?
I think so.
I don't know. But
Well,
it's
he
so good.
he gets two. No, I'm just kidding.
Oh my gosh! this
I
song
gotta
is-
go with
Um,
I gotta go with Part of Your
yeah.
World. That was my favorite.
Really?
What do you mean?
That
No,
was my favorite when I was a
Okay.
kid. Was Little Mermaid.
Go the
I-
distance is way better.
Yes,
Okay.
Go the Distance is better than all of these.
That's a very inspiring
I-
song too.
I grew up on Little Mermaid, but I like Under the Sea better.
Really, I like Part of Your World more.
So I'll go the distance.
I'm very disappointed you guys weren't as hyped for Go the Distance as I was.
I
I
love
said
Go
it
the
was very
Distance.
inspiring.
But
And
you
also,
should've been
they
an
both
immediate-
voted for you.
Okay, here's a song I hate. We don't talk about Bruno.
Yeah, it's not that great of a song. It's a fun song, but it's not like
It was
Baby Bobby Boo is
huge.
Way better.
Bibbidi bobbidi boo.
Which is weird. I would have chosen what's the other song from Sleeping
Cinderella.
Beauty? No. Oh, this is Cinderella, not Sleeping
Yeah.
Beauty. I'm sorry.
It's like who's saying Baby Bobby Boo? And Sleeping
Actually,
Beauty?
I'd go with Bibbidi Bobbidi Boo. That's
Man,
fine.
Sleeping
Okay,
Beauty's
two
a
for
banger.
Bibbidi. I hate we don't talk about Bruno. Jared.
I like the opener for that song or that
I
movie though.
I don't.
Yeah, the opening's better.
Is
but that
Bibbidi
was
Bobbidi
huge.
Boo good?
Yeah,
Yeah,
Bibbidi
it's
Bobbidi.
fun.
Fun.
Yeah.
Penguins. Pumpkins
Also,
are
this is where you got Boo from
Yeah, but
Huh?
I don't think it's a good song.
from Dragon Ball Z.
I'm gonna go with Bruno, honestly.
Bibbidi
Where
Bobbidi.
we got Boo from? Oh,
Bibbidi
Boppity and Boo.
Boppity and Boo.
Got it. It's like, what do you mean? They based Boo off of Cinderella? But I get it.
The name, yeah.
The names. When I see an elephant
Ooh.
fly, Dumbo, easy. You've got
Gotta-
a friend in me?
Oh yeah.
Oh,
You
my
got-
God.
You got a friend in me.
Definitely you've got a friend in me. 100%.
Yeah.
I gotta see I gotta do When Elephants Fly. I like
It's
that
a
one
good
a lot.
one. It's a good one.
It's good, but I-
Also, they
Friend
took
in
the
me, yeah.
freaking crows out because they said they were racist. I'm like,
Racist, yeah.
Watching the live action
the
movies.
crows were the coolest part of that movie.
They were the
It's
coolest
true.
characters.
Really weird.
Yeah. It's kind of a downer of movie.
Oh,
until
they were
they
also
show
like
up.
the-
God, Joseph.
They were like the ones that, like, actually accepted Dumbo for who he was.
I
But
didn't
whatever.
make these.
Oh my god.
match
Why are you doing this to me?
Joseph,
Okay.
why?
Go the
I-
distance
oh.
as a contender because Hellfire is
Hellfire is
one
amazing.
heck of a
Hell,
song.
I understand that, but Be Our
Oh.
Guest is really good.
BRS is great, but Hellfire is another level.
Is it the
of
best
just-
Beauty of the Beast song?
By far.
Well, I don't
No,
know.
The musical version of When the Rose Plays, just you can't beat that.
Is that
Well,
in the movie?
Or Forte's song in the Christmas special. That's a good one.
That
Tim
Christmas
Curry.
special. If we did like movies against each other, Beauty and the Beast would probably be the best soundtrack.
Yes, 100%.
Real fast. What is another song from
Notre Dame.
Out there. And
Him singing.
and God help the what is the other one?
God, that movie's so good.
Is it
So
God
what are
Help
we
the
going
Lonely?
for?
Oh, Hellfire. No question.
Okay.
I gotta go
I-
with my heart and Be Our Guest.
I respect
I gotta
that,
go-
but Hellfire
I gotta
is
go with
just-
Hellfire.
God, that song is so... It's
I'll make it
insane.
interesting again.
Oh, no.
Okay, Joseph, you can't make it interesting. You have to go with your gut.
For BR, guess for go.
You can do what you want.
What did it say? Hellfire?
No, because that's how we got stupid, like freaking Easy Lover being
No,
better than
we
In the
all
Air
love
Tonight.
Great song.
We went with our gut on that one.
It was a
Yeah, the Arianos like went with their gut.
Jared,
What's red? What's blue?
Red's got to be Hellfire.
it's obvious, Jared. It's pretty obvious.
I gotta rewatch Bleed of the Beast, man.
It's blue.
Dang.
It's blue. Oh man.
I'll allow it because that saves me from having to vote against Go the Distance later on. So because
We got Winnie the Pooh.
Son of Man,
Winnie the-
just put it away. Son of Man,
I love Pooh, but that's
I
not
like
the
care.
best
Son of
song.
Man.
Ain't no question there.
That's not the best song from Winnie the Pooh.
No, do you like the Tigger song
I
better?
do like the Tigger song.
Put me
Yeah.
down for Son of Man.
All right.
God, that song's good.
Son of Man.
And Michael's favorite, Let It Go.
I don't remember Bellanote, but that's the one where he sings where he sticks
Yeah,
to it. That one wins.
this
Yeah.
is the night.
I do not
that
like
one
I
wins?
do not like Let It Go at all.
I like.
Yeah, no
I
one
like
likes Let It
Bellanote.
Go.
Yeah, let it
I remember
I-
Alex and I in the theater looked at each other. We're like, "This is crap." I apologize for everyone who worked on that, but it's just not a good. It's not an enjoyable song. And then everyone loves it. Everyone
Yeah.
loves it. And Alex and I are just losing our minds at the
In-
end. Like,
Into the Unknown is far better than.
It's like that Bruno
Yes.
song again. That was not the best song in that
Ooh.
movie. Cruella Deville.
When will my life begin? Oh,
Is
Come on,
that
you
one?
got this. You got this
I'm
one.
trying to figure out.
I know you got it.
When will my life begin?
I don't think I know that off the top of my head.
Mandy Moore. Come on.
I don't know who that is. I know, that
Oh,
name.
You don't know who Mandy Moore is?
I know that name.
She's married to Tom Cruise.
that's what that song
Oh,
is.
good for her.
They're married.
You're blowing Jared's mind.
I
I don't. I'm gonna say Tangled because I don't remember that movie.
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh, nice. I've seen that once. I don't remember a thing about that movie.
I don't
I do-
remember the song.
I do
at
like
all.
this. I do like this song a lot, but for like iconicness, I got to go with Cruella
Yeah.
Cruella
Yeah,
Deville.
Cruella Deville is such a
Yeah.
bop.
If she doesn't scare you, nobody will.
Mm.
True.
A Hawaiian
Ooh.
roller coaster.
What's Oodalali? Oh, that's the Robin Hood one.
Yep,
Is-
I got to go with Oodalali.
Ooh.
I love this
Is
one.
that Lilo and Stitch?
Yeah, Oodalali's better though.
You're not married to Tom Cruise.
She was married
Yeah,
to
married
Tom Cruise.
No, she was married to Ryan Adams.
Who's
Mandy
that?
Moore was.
Yeah.
Summer of
I thought-
'69 guy.
Yeah.
I could have sworn she was married to Tom Cruise.
And then Taylor Goldsmith is who she's married to right now.
What kind of a name is that?
She likes musicians. All right, what are we doing? Oodalali. I
Yeah,
don't know.
Oodalali. Such a better. It's just a great song.
I gotta go with the Lilo and Stitch one.
Me
Interesting.
too.
What?
Thomas, what'd you pick?
Udalalia. I was the first one to say it.
Okay.
Which one's red? Which one's blue? Is it obvious?
Yeah.
Yes, because the ocean, Hawaiian roller coaster ride. And
Okay.
then red for the rooster.
Okay.
The rooster.
It's blue.
Dang it.
Yes.
See, it's blue all the time.
We got red.
It
on the
was
second
red
one,
the
though. We
first
got
time.
It
the
was
second
red
one.
the first
No, it was
time.
blue the first time. It was red second time, then blue, then blue.
All right.
Oh.
Good thing Alex is in here. He
Oh,
doesn't like a whole new world.
This one's hard.
though.
A whole new
Colors
world,
of
Joe,
the
so it's not that hard.
Color of the Wind's good though.
I like
It is a good
It's
song.
a good song, but it's not better than a whole new world.
I
Yeah.
like Colors of the Wind.
I think.
Okay, we got a
I think it's a
tie.
tie. Yeah, Color of the
Another
Wind.
tie.
All right. What's what?
I don't know on this one.
I know, yeah. Whole new
Color-
world red.
Okay. Dread.
Damn it.
All right.
I'm not
Uh,
sad that lost. I just like Colors of the Wind a lot.
Yeah, Color of the Wind's great.
I don't have it.
If I didn't have you,
If
I like
didn't
this
have
one.
you- I feel like I could be upon anything. If I didn't have you, I have no idea what that's from.
it's a Pixar song.
Pixar.
Oh.
It doesn't narrow it down.
Jared got it, I think.
Yeah.
Jerry goes, oh,
It's the third Pixar movie.
I don't know the order of things.
It's Monsters Inc.
Oh.
That's. I'm gonna be very, very naughty and say that's a very overrated movie.
Oh, what?
Whoa, dude.
Love that
Whoa.
movie.
I've always enjoyed it, but I'm like, it's very creative, very cool, but there's just something about it that drags for me where I'm like, all right,
It's so
this needs to wrap up.
funny,
This
though.
needs to wrap up.
I even like the second one.
The University was also really good too, but
When You Wish Upon a
That's
Star.
like Disney's
what is
Theme
that?
song.
theme song.
Pinocchio.
Pinocchio.
That's one I've only seen once. And I don't remember
Really?
anything about that movie.
And it was the Tom Hanks one.
Oh my god.
No.
I mean,
I don't know the
I don't
name of the
remember
song.
if I didn't have you, so
Yeah.
I'd go with Wish Upon a
Yeah, I
Star.
would do.
Okay. Jared?
I do like Wish Upon a Star.
Okay. I'll give it one.
Great song.
I do like that Monsters Inc. song though. It's
Yeah, it's a good song. Okay, so we go to the second round. Remember Me, Coco.
Eye to eye.
Eye
It's
to
eye to
Eye.
eye.
I
Yeah.
forgot what Ida is. What was that?
Eye
one?
to Eye.
Goofy movie.
Oh,
Eye
yeah.
to Eye.
I
I'll
put
give Remember Me
myself
one
in
for
motion.
its own
Okay.
sake.
Everyone wants to be a cat versus I want to
Wanna
be like you.
Want to be like you.
Yeah.
Yeah, I gotta go with that one.
You can fly, I'll make a man out
Make
of
a
you.
man out
I'll
of
make
you.
a man, out of
He's
you.
already moving to it.
Go the distance.
Go to this.
Go to
There's-
the distance.
Dang.
Round two is easy.
You got a friend of me, be our guest.
Oh my
that's
God, that
actually
is
a good
hard for me.
matchup. That's a good matchup.
That's a good matchup.
I gotta go with Be Our Guest.
Yeah, it's a little more epic.
Man.
Randy
That's
Newman
tough.
gets a little old sometimes. I'm sorry.
Dang.
I think I gotta go. Got a friend in me
He built a career on being mean.
because that
He
song
did?
just hits though. It hits. you right
Yeah,
in the soul.
short people and what was the other song?
That is tough. You got a friend of me is very emotional. Like,
It hits.
it makes you
Yeah.
feel things.
It does.
I just remember
Jerry.
the ending song from Blast
But-
from the Past.
Be Our Guest is such a spectacle, and
It
like
is a spectacle.
I like it so much. I like Be Our Guest.
Okay.
I love that song.
Son of Man versus Bellinote.
So man,
Son of Man.
Yeah.
All right, yeah.
All right. Yeah.
How come it's so much easier the second round?
Cruella de
I know.
Vil.
Cruella
Cruella
de
de
Vil.
Vil.
Cruella Deville.
Yeah.
Dang, the second round,
we
man.
weeded out the really hard.
Yeah.
Well, at
A
least
whole new
this round.
world, When you
whole
wish
new
upon a
world.
star. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Now it's gonna get
Mhm.
harder.
Now this
Now
is gonna be
get
hard.
a
It's
little
gonna
harder.
get a hard one.
Eye to eye versus I want to be like you.
I don't-
Eye to eye.
I still don't remember eye to eye. So I'm gonna say I want to be like you.
Okay. He's never gonna listen to it right now.
Go the distance.
Ooh,
Hmm.
Thomas, what do you
I
think?
don't.
That's a tough one. That is a
gonna go-
toughie.
I'll make a man out of you. I'm
Yeah.
sorry, Michael. I'm
Go the
sorry.
Distance is the best on this list.
What?
I'm gonna go with
That or
Make a Man
Hellfire.
Out of You.
God,
That one's
you
our-
guys disappoint me so
oh.
It's
much.
got that line about the dark side of the moon. That's
That is
good.
a good line. That's a good line. But God, go the distance, guys. Go. I'm,
Ooh.
I want you all to go watch that whole scene after this.
Be
I
our
want you to
guest.
watch. I want you to watch "Make a Man Out of You" scene.
Or
Like,
Eye to Eye.
yeah, or Eye to Eye.
Watch that apparently.
Son of Man. Sorry.
Be our
Son of Man.
guest.
Yeah, son of man.
Be our guest, yeah.
Oh,
Flip it.
man.
What's what?
I don't know.
Don't care. Just do it.
Be our guest is blue. Red.
Dang it.
Yay!
All right. Here we go. Cruella de Vil, A Whole New World.
Gorilla.
Whole new world.
Mm,
I gotta go A Whole New World.
yeah,
Cruella de Vil is not better than
a whole new world.
I
A
just
whole
like
new world.
Cruella de Vil more than
I do
Whole New
like
World.
that song. a
He
lot.
likes the villain songs.
I like the villain song.
He
Very
likes
good.
the villain. Okay.
Oh, gee. Okay, this one.
This one isn't hard for me. I die.
I'll make a man out of you. So I don't know why.
Come on, Thomas. Come on,
I
Thomas.
go Eye to Eye too.
Which one do you?
I can't. It's got to be like chance. I can't do it. So I'll make a man out of you. Like, give
Alright.
me the chance, Jared.
Oh
I'll
my
make a
God,
man red. Eye
Thomas.
to Eye
Oh my.
blue.
Really, whoever wins this is all right.
Yeah.
Eye to Eye is what?
Eye to Eye
Red.
blue.
Oh,
I'll
blue.
make a man out of you red.
Blue.
Blue. Wow.
I'm not unhappy
mad.
with that. It's
Yeah.
just that was probably the hardest besides this one. But Son of Man.
I gotta go A Whole New World.
Whole new world.
I was listening to Eye to Eye. Which one won the last one?
Eye to
Eye
Eye.
to Eye.
Okay. Whole World, Son of Man. Son of Man.
Really?
God. Oh my God.
Son of Man blue, Whole New World red.
I'm shaking this so you guys
Shake it
know
up.
that I'm shaking it.
Shake it up.
It's blue.
Son of Man.
Ah, Son of Man. What?
This
So we get
one.
To the
I-
end. Making it all this way despite Michael's ignorance of it.
I did just
Son
listen
of
to
Man.
it, and Son of Man's better.
Oh,
Whoa. Whoa.
Jared,
Eye to Eye. I said it like 3 times already.
Thomas,
Thomas
go-
is thinking.
You go first, Joseph.
me first.
No. Disallowing your
Oh,
time.
man.
It's not easy.
I gotta go IDA.
Put me on Son of Man.
All right,
Oh no, you
blue, eye to eye, Son of Man, red.
it's red.
I gotta go tell.
Oh, Son
hold
of Man.
I gotta go tell my dad it won.
Son of Man, the best.
I guess this is just the Phil Collins podcast.
Good.
The best Disney song, Son of Man.
It does end really good in that movie because he's just like looking at the camera. He's like,
Don't.
Yeah. I actually got to go here. So the playlist for this
Sure.
month. Thomas, you're starting us off.
That's a random, or that's new. I've never started off the playlist. I think.
Welcome.
I think
Oh,
you have, like the
I have.
first one.
I have. Sorry.
A 5-minute starter.
Yeah. Yeah, Smoke and Mirrors. I didn't know that this guy actually did other songs. So this is a great song. I really like this one.
there's actually been a
Uh,
big like revival of this
Him?
band because
Well,
a lot
'cause
of like
that's-
reviewers
That
nowadays are like,
anxiety song is also like really popular right now. And they sampled it from somebody I used to know, which is I didn't know this about him. He didn't license any of that, by the way. He wanted to make sure that was free use for everybody. So kind of a interesting,
Really?
yeah.
So we can
that's-
sing it right now.
yeah, probably actually.
a lot of
Um,
reviewers are saying that that band was very underrated at the time. That
Oh, yeah.
they were very musical.
Yeah, this song was pretty good. It's very like Mamba.
How do you pronounce that name?
Gautier.
Okay.
I was going to say goatee. Just
They only did the one album, and they all like just went their separate ways. They're all still like active. They put out that one. Yeah, they put out that one album.
Mm-hmm.
Still
So,
breathe.
I
All
really
right.
like this one. So
So I've been digging this band, Tokyo Tea Room, and Waiting by the Phone is a song that came out last year on their album. So that is the band I am currently jamming on. And I found it because it's like, where it's like bands, if you like Starflyer 59, and like this doesn't sound anything like Starflyer. But it does kind of have the cadence every once in a while of his songs. So that's the band. So Jared.
So I heard this guy on Instagram. It was an Instagram suggestion, and I was like, "Oh, this guy's probably not well known. This is a bit of a grungier song. It's kind of like a grungy love song." And then I go to his page, and he gets like 2 to 3 million listeners a month or whatever. And I was like, "Oh, I guess he's well known." So
Never mind.
Yeah, I never heard of him, but I like the song.
yeah, I like the song.
Digging it. All right, Michael, this song brought me pain,
Yeah.
but it's your first pick.
This was surprising how much more, because this is Kaleo or Kaleo, I don't know how to pronounce it. This is only, I found out they have an album releasing in May, which I was very excited about because I was telling Thomas they've been around forever, but they only have 2 albums, and so finally getting a third one. This was way more country than I'm used to, because they do have a bit more of a country. It's like a back tone to it because they do a lot more rock. But this new album sounds a lot more country. But this was a single off of theirs. It actually come out a while back, but they had released the actual album info and stuff on Apple recently, and I got excited. Whoa, that is a cold toy! Oh my god! And so I was excited. But this is another one of those bands because you can tell how popular a band is by the related artists on Apple. So if you go down to the bottom, like this band sounds like blah 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 blah.
Yeah.
And all big bands, they just put all other big bands on there, and that's what they had. And I was like, I don't feel like people know them very much.
I don't know them, yeah.
But they're you should listen to the first album of theirs, Joseph. I feel like you might like it more. It's not country, but it's so good. It is.
Yeah, normally I listen to these songs 3 or 4 times when I'm fitting this list together. I could only listen to this once.
There were a couple even more country songs than this. I was I'm excited about their new album, so I got to put them on there.
But all right, Thomas, back to you.
To the Wilder by Woodkid. I have been obsessed with this song ever since it came out on the Death Ending 2 extended trailer, or just a trailer because it's Hideo Kojima. And he wrote this song specific because Kojima asked him to write a song for Death Stranding. He's like, holy crap. All right, I'll write one. And I love this song. It's so good. Perfectly fits the Death Stranding aesthetics.
Mm-hmm.
So
yeah, he's
all right.
He's from I think he got big from Arcane, at least. That's where I found him. And then
he was pretty big before that.
I assume that, but that's where
he got big with Michael
in the video game world. Everyone started putting him in, but
no, he actually did music for Assassin's Creed Revelations back in the day.
I feel like they had Assassin's Creed always does a lot of One Republic. You guys have me for the last time.
You almost said it again.
They did an Assassin's Creed song, which I didn't realize. Hey, stop. But anyway, Livingston was the guy that I brought up last year, something like that, who had the intro from, I'm drawing a blank on his name right now, J. Jonah Jameson, the actor.
J.K. Simmons?
J.K. Simmons, yeah. He did the voiceover intro. But I guess this is an extension to that album. It's a different album, but how he set it up in Apple is annoying because it's this album and then the other album in one thing. I'm like, why not just have them separate? It's confusing. I don't like that. And then
this is a very suggestive card opening shot.
I was going to say it's an awful cover, just purely awful. But the song's really good. It was the first song on the album and I enjoyed it, but the cover is awful.
I was listening to this playlist at Chick-fil-A when I was eating lunch, and I tapped my phone and it's that cover. I was like, oh no.
It's so bad.
Sorry.
It's so bad. I'm like, it's just some AI vomit or something.
Mm-hmm.
I did not like that cover.
All right,
really good. Sorry.
Tin Liquor. It's a Dutch band. EDM sounds very European, the song, and it came out this year. So Jared.
This was another Instagram suggestion, but when I was like, I've never heard this, and I looked, there's only 1,000 listens a month. So I was like, okay, this time they are less known. But I really like their sound and I like the sound of the song.
Sounding kind of Franz Ferdinand-ish.
Yeah.
All right, me again. Television set, Fine China. So I already picked the best song from this album last month. So the actual album came out, and so I put this as the lead-in song. So more 80s goodness. Thomas.
Oh, 1 second.
Thomas has left this earth.
He said no. Is he planning a bit or did he just leave?
Hello.
Okay.
Yes, it was a bit. So I had to wear my Superior watch cap for this because this is about Lake Superior. So
You gonna flip
the wreck
that
of the-
toboggan?
no, it's not a toboggan. It's a watch cap. It goes over the ears. So
Do toboggans not go over
Um,
the ears?
no, it goes over the ears. Not across. So anyway, above the ears. What am I saying?
That's what
sorry.
what are we talking about?
I know.
Sorry.
Weird.
This is The Wreck of the Edmund Fitzgerald by Gordon Lightfoot. It's a fantastic song, and you should all listen to it more and more.
It's a
really
long
good.
name.
It's based on a true story. So
There you go.
that's it.
That's it. It's all she wrote.
Who's next?
All she wrote was Bigham's Fitzgerald. I'm next. Are you muted, Joseph?
Oh.
Oh, there you go. Hi. I think that was an Instagram suggestion. This was one because I was trying to do recent songs, but every recent song I listened to, I did not enjoy, or I didn't enjoy enough to like put it up here. So then I dug back into my like saved playlist of songs, and this one was the most recent that I added to that. Where I was like, this is a fun song. It kind of starts off where I'm like, but then it gets to the middle and I'm like bopping my head. I'm like, all right, you get in there. So I don't know what the heck it's a very weird cover. There's just eyeballs. on a
Yeah.
weird skateboarder riding dudes or something like that. I don't know, but it was a fun song. Very fun.
Jared.
I've been really into
remix.
I've been really into like drum and bass, like the blast beat kind of drums, or it's like and when I was going through like another playlist with a bunch of those songs, this one came up and I really liked it. So I put it on here.
Gator down.
Yeah. Very jazzy. All right. The news real fast.
The news.
The news.
News.
The nudes. Oh,
The nudes.
Oh.
Daredevil.
is something gonna fall on him? Oh,
Numbers haven't been great. It got like below the Acolyte for its
oh my
Weird.
god.
first premiere episode. So yeah, weird. People, I guess, are not have any faith in Marvel anymore, I guess.
Not surprising.
Snow White, Disney is like petrified of this movie, and they're like canceling. They sent Rachel off to Japan. They're like, you go to Japan and you promote there. We're not doing red carpets or anything. They keep canceling events and stuff like that. They did do like
I think they're afraid of putting her on the carpet with Gal Gadot.
yeah, they did like some premiere, but they didn't allow media there. So
Interesting. my.
Russell T. Davies, the rumor has it Disney is separating from him after this season. So they want some money, and he's not making the money. So the Veil Guard. So this went free on like PlayStation Network, right?
Yeah.
No one downloaded it. They'd rather play Ninja Turtles, an old Cowabunga collection that came out like last year, I think it was. But yeah.
They're really pushing Ninja Turtles all of a sudden because, like, if you play COD, like the Ninja Turtle pack is like huge right now.
Ninja Turtles are in.
Turtles are awesome, man.
What else won't old George do to not write his books? Well, he's opening up a pub that's gonna be Game of Thrones inspired. So that's what he's doing instead of writing books.
That would be fun.
He just
I would
can't
go to that.
You go to that pub.
Yeah.
You just can't get him to write those books, man. A weird mystery has emerged. The Super Nintendo is actually running faster than it did when it first came out. So that it's confusing a lot of speedrunners. They're saying that this is it's actually running a little faster. And theories is like that they're so warm or something like that that it gives a little more energy. Yeah, a little more power out of it. So good old Super Nintendo. Probably the best system ever made, but That's for us old guy. Okay, so this is from chess.com, accepting new names for this piece. So most people would just call this the bishop, but they don't want to call it the bishop anymore
Why?
because they don't want like Christianity in chess anymore. So they're trying to rename the bishop. So kind of weird.
Okay, but if we're not calling that the bishop anymore, we're not calling the horse the knight, we're calling it horsey.
We're
Horsey,
just going
I
to call it the
agree.
horsey.
In the castle, no more rooks.
Yeah, you can't get any medieval terminology for changing the bishop's name.
You can't call them kings or queens or anything else like that either, can we?
And some oopsies happened. So MLB released these hats, and you can probably tell what's wrong with the A's hat. But if you're not a Spanish speaker, you might not know what's wrong with the Rangers hat. But that is the word for boobies.
Oh my.
So they recalled these, but they are selling on eBay for like $1,000. You can have one, get some sweet change. And that's all I got
That's-
for the news.
That one's actually really, I like that. That's funny.
I wonder if the designer just got a promotion or
It
fired.
just looks like it was like double layered over. Like that was supposed to
Yeah,
be
it
just
looks
a P hat, and
terrible.
That was supposed to be just Texas.
It looks terrible, even
Well,
if it
the
didn't say
Texas
that.
one, you can see where it got double printed. You can see the X on it. But all I can imagine is some like Tio just like walking by the hat, going like, "What?"
I will buy this hat. Thank you.
Yeah.
All right, so let's get to the homework. Who wants to go first? I think Jared, because look at how
No, I don't
concentrated-
want to go first. You always tell me to go
Look
first.
how
ready.
much concentrated
He's so
he is.
ready.
All right,
I've got
so
basically
we-
nothing, so I'll go.
Okay.
Because I didn't do a book this week. Probably won't do another one this next week because I'm doing long parts at work, so I can write, so which is nice, but no books. And so all I did was watch a movie, and I watched Sicario for the first time. Never seen it
For
before.
the first time, hey.
Never seen it before. It was enjoyable.
Pretty good.
It was very good. It was intense. Well shot.
Yeah, that
well,
bridge scene.
well paced. It was very much like that bridge scene was good. Because I was going from watching that 70s show and I was like, I'm getting sleepy, but it's not bedtime yet. And so I was like, I'm going to put on a movie. And I was like, I might stop halfway through and go to bed at like 10. But I didn't. I watched the whole thing because I got into it. The shots immediately drag you in. You got people on the walls and then Emily Blunt. Of course, I'm not going to try off a movie with Emily Blunt in it. And then freaking Benicio del Toro was so cool in this movie. Like, he's just so much like, there's a bunch of dudes. Everyone's trying to be like, oh, I'm the big man, whatever. But, and then he's just always in the background, just looking away. He's like, no, these guys have nothing to me. And then like, yeah, there's cool stuff, but it's a very intense, a good movie.
Probably why he got a sequel all to himself.
Oh, is that what that's about?
Well, not to himself. He's just more prominent in it.
He's
Just
pretty much
saying.
himself.
Sicario, the Benicio del Toro movie.
Yeah. That's all you had, you said?
That's it, man.
Who wants to go next?
I'll go next.
Okay.
So just watched one movie this week. Again, I've been slammed. It's called The Shadow Riders. It's with Tom Selleck and Sam Elliott, not Samuel.
Writers or writers?
Writers, like
Riders
Ye-
on the storm.
it's the so it's a story of two brothers that fought on the opposite side of the Civil War. When the Civil War ends, they meet up again after. In the first 15 minutes, Sam Elliott survives 2 lynchings, which I think is actually pretty funny. And they make their way back to Texas, and turns out these bandits, I'm gonna give away the whole movie, have kidnapped several people from their town. So they kind of like basically gather a posse and go out and find them. So it's a fun movie. It was like made for TV, but it got like a theatrical release later on. It's kind of a weird story. The story's all right. It's not great, but it's Sam Elliott and Tom Selleck being like mustaching off.
Mustache bros.
Yeah. So like, who has the better mustache? I do. Well, I have the better voice, but I have the better mustache. So it's a fun movie. I enjoyed it. Then I watched the season finale of Invincible. Very good. Very good. I think Jeffrey Dean Morgan was a very good choice for Conquest. So like we watched Solo Leveling, and that animation is fantastic. This animation is pretty good in Invincible.
Yeah,
If-
well, the last one they switched to that kind of action anime.
The dynamic like motion
Yeah.
style. Yeah. I was like, okay, cool. This show still should not take this long to produce. This is ridiculous. I'm sorry. It was a very good season ender, but I didn't like the post credit scene that they do, which they say it's a post credit scene, but it's like half of an episode.
Mhm.
They didn't set up that part very well. I think they should have just ended it and just been done. So, but it was still very good.
So I wasn't really digging this season until I got to the last 3 episodes, and the last 3 episodes were really good.
Yeah, I think so too. It is better than the second season, but
The second season was pretty bad. It's just
Yeah,
because you
that
had
one-
so much Amber in it.
so much Amber, and she's so
Poor Amber.
insufferable. She's so insufferable.
He's
Oh
so
my God.
terrible.
But yeah, it was good though. It's worth a watch. So
But they said that the 4th season is the 4th season. I heard Kirkman say that he's gonna do an animated original story that he didn't get to do in the actual books.
Oh,
So they're
Lord.
gonna kind of do something original for the next thing, and they set it up at the very end.
Oh. Okay,
Mm.
that's interesting. Well,
I
it's
didn't
just-
get enough Omni Man in this season. That's one thing I wanted more. of.
Yeah, I thought they were gonna I thought he was gonna come back for this part,
Yeah.
but I think they're leaving that up because when he comes back, it's pretty big. But I don't know. I also have some issues with the rest of Invincible because like some of it's not very good, and I don't know. But they are changing things, so I think that's okay. So maybe they will change things. I don't know. So who knows? Then went on to some YouTube. Watch this guy called Joe Scott. He does like investigative. Not he does like video essays type stuff. But this one was on Antarctica and how crazy this continent is. Just because there's like nothing there, nobody is like native to Antarctica. They really can't find a lot of like any examples of civilization. It's just there. It was supposedly very floral and fauna there, but then it froze. They had this part in Antarctica where they thought blood was coming out of like this cliff face for a long time, but turns out it's just water that's been highly oxidized or iron oxidized, and so it looks like blood. So, but it's very crazy to see because it looks like blood is coming out of the ice. It's weird. They also have this one part where NASA was doing some scans over the Antarctica and gravity doesn't work in a certain way it should in Antarctica at one point, and they think it's from a meteor that struck Antarctica like a long time ago, and it's been frozen over. And so gravity supposedly doesn't work the way it should, but it's like hundreds of feet below and they can't get to it. So it's like, well, that's that. We don't know yet. So it's just a very weird continent. And also the Nazis had a base there for a very brief time. So there's like a ton of conspiracy theories around it. Then I watched a bunch of Soviet Womble. I saw a lot of his Let's Plays, like the Dredge one, the Prey one was really good. And then I watched H3H3's new video, and he hasn't put out like any videos in like 5 years except for the Hassan Piker nuke. And then he put out a respond to it. Apparently Hassan Piker's like followers have like gone after his kids and like we're calling like CPS on like him and his wife, and it's gotten pretty bad. He's like, well, I'm probably going to be pursuing legal issue or like, because this is not okay. I'm like, yeah, they're crazy. So anyway, watch some more Will Tennyson. He's that fitness YouTuber that Jared likes a lot. I did watch the most expensive gym, Jared, $10,000 a month for
Gee.
yeah, but it is like
Is that the one in Phoenix,
They
or is
just
that the one
lift
in
the weights for
the
you.
one in New York.
New York one?
So like this one, I will say for the
Lifting
amount
gold.
that they're paying these people, like this facility, like no expense is spared in any equipment that they have. Like even like the hallways are like meticulously maintained. They're like, oh yeah, if this is like something gets scratched, we have contractors that originally built this, and we make sure that it is aesthetically pleasing when we patch it. We don't just do like a
Good
patch job.
Lord.
Like it's insane.
It's so
like
excessive.
they even have like plants in there specifically for like aromatherapy to make sure it's like calming. But like, oh yeah, none of this is fake. All these plants are real, and it's like vinage and stuff like that. It's like, good Lord. But every single person gets treated like a personal trainer. It's not like I'm going to go to the gym, no. As soon as you're greeted at the door, you're greeted with hello, Mr., hello, Miss, whatever. Like each person at the gym knows your name, knows who you are, knows your routine. It's crazy. And I'm like, I couldn't.
I'd hate that. I'd be like, let me work out.
I know. I'm just like, if I just wanted that, I would just hire a personal trainer. I wouldn't want like this, because this is just seems like the gym is where I go to disassociate. I zone out at the gym. I couldn't do this. Like, this is too much. I will say that the machines they have to work out, the air pressure machines that they have, those look cool. But each one of those is like, I think he said like 15 to 20 grand a piece just to do just to do a workout. Yeah. So, but it's pretty nuts.
And they feed you well there. Like,
They do. It's like they have a full like 5-star kitchen down there to make
well, doesn't
and
everyone get like their own like
personalized
Plan.
menu? Yeah, for each person to actually.
I mean, you sold me.
We'll say Michael.
Cool. You got 10 grand. Go for it, Michael. Well, also they strictly control gym membership. It's only like 200 people at one time. So they don't exceed that because they want to maintain standards for each person. So it's very interesting, but I could never pay that much money just to go to a gym. Like, I'd be like, cool.
I'm so cheap.
So I know.
Well, that's the thing. Like, if I was going to pay somebody 10 grand, I want like a personal trainer for like 6 months. Like, okay, dude, you focus on me. So,
Do you think we'll ever get to like the 10 times gravity gyms, like on
That'd be
DBZ?
awesome. Just walk around.
but hey, there goes your bones. And then I did do some more Maroon 5. I only got through one album.
This one?
Well, I didn't. Oh, hold on.
Did I say, did something just fly?
He's
in front of
touching
your
us.
camera?
Yeah, sorry. It's a random bug. What the hell?
Spider.
No, it's not a spider. It's just a like little bug. It's
Little
the V album, their fifth one. This one was
like sugar or something like that. Is that
yeah. Well, I think so. So here's the thing about this album, though. It was the most non-registering album I've listened to by them. Like, I think I listened to it 3 times, and I cannot remember a song. I don't remember because I remember like going through it and like, oh, it's over. I don't remember song transitions. Like, that just sounded like one big song. It's kind of boring. It's not like offensive or like bad. It's just there. It's just meh. So I'd give it like a 2.5 out of 5. Like, it just wasn't very good, but it wasn't horrible. And I just literally don't remember anything standing out whatsoever. Unlike Overexposed, where I'm just like, dear God, kill me. This one, I was just like, I don't really remember going through that, but okay. So I think I got one left. Is that Geordie one that they just came out with? I don't think I'm going to do the collaboration one. That's too much. So we'll see. We'll see if I get to the last one.
Has your journey taxed you a lot, or has it been?
Not really. The thing is, like, I do think that listening to the first 2 has like made me appreciate those first 2 so much more because they are so good.
It's not like Korn where you're just like, I need something else.
Yeah, and that's the thing is that thankfully there aren't a lot of their album. There aren't a lot of albums. And like the first 3 are I can go through those. And 3 is just okay. It's not great, but I loved going through those first 2 again. That was a lot of fun. As long as it's not overexposed again, I'm fine. Because that was just no, can't do it. So what was that?
You don't want to know.
Show.
It was.
Hey, I just did mine.
It was a wonder pick from Joseph.
Is this what you do during my segments? You just zone out.
I just
play
got this from Joseph.
Pokemon.
You're talking about Maroon 5. I was listening to the rest of it, but Maroon 5. Joseph
I like
gave me
that
this one.
card.
You just
I
gave
like
it to me,
that card.
Joseph.
It's-
I didn't get crap.
I
Sorry.
hate you so much.
Sorry.
No, just take over. I'm done.
I'll start with music. Like I told you guys last week, I am gonna.
I have to go to the bathroom, Michael.
I was gonna go through Beck because I don't know anything from Beck except for Loser and Scott Pilgrim. So I'll go through this. I started with. It's a good thing I checked because on Spotify they don't have his first album. So I had to go to YouTube to listen to it. It's called Golden Feelings. I didn't know how folk Beck was in the beginning. I was like, oh my God. So everything is really folky and like you can see like the Scott Pilgrim kind of songs in it because it is very much like he was a dude with a guitar and he was kind of bored and just making songs because that's what the songs sound like. Just like he's just putting out random words. But there are some good songs in there. Then I went on to his second album. And that one was more of the same. Kind of just like this guy is bored and he's just making songs. And then I finally got to Mellow Gold, which has Loser on it. And of course, Loser's good. And it really stands out because the other songs in this album are more the same. But Loser, I can't deny, is a classic. So then I went on to One Foot in the Grave. This one had a lot more songs that I liked. It's starting to get away from that kind of only folky sound. And then I went on to you remember that cover we judged, Joseph, the one with the dog, Odelay?
Mm-hmm.
I got to that album.
Totally.
It was a lot better. It's a lot more, I guess you kind of like alternative rock than folk. So I was like, oh, okay, we're starting to get somewhere. And that's where I stopped. Because I was never like, oh, I want to go back and listen to his next stuff. So it's been kind of a slower journey. But then I listened to Johnny really wanted me to listen to New Jeans, which is a K-pop band. And it's K-pop. It's K-pop. It's nothing I'd be like, oh God, that was blowing my mind. This is the new sound of the future or something like that. But it was fine. They had some good songs on there, some catchy. Of course, all K-pop's nothing but hooks in there, so it was fine. And then I listened to Spirit Box's new album that came out this month, actually.
Oh, I saw that. That was one of the ones I was like listening to for the playlist, and I was like, I did listen to one of them.
It's good. Something about it I didn't love. I felt like the first half was a little bit better than the latter half. It just doesn't feel as feels a little hollow to me. It feels like they got popular, and this is the one where they're like, we just put songs out to continue to be relevant. And I mean, there are some very good songs on there, but it's just like it's not hitting like their old stuff. But overall, I did like it. But I kind of want to listen to like what they do next. And then the only thing else I did was listen to a book. Trying to pull it up because I forgot the author's name. But I've been wanting to listen to more horror books because I just like horror. On the last episode, I said that I was actually reading a book, but I'm still in the middle of that one. So I'll probably talk about that later. Sorry, still pulling it up. It didn't want to pull up. I believe his name is. Maybe I just won't give him credit.
Dang!
Bobby
Wow.
Boucher.
No, okay, so I read The Troop
Oh,
by Nick Cutter. I started it because it was on a list, on a YouTuber's list of like horror books you should read or listen to. But when I went to the book on Spotify, it says, "Oh, this was a top seller, and it's inspired heavily by
Stephen King.
Stephen King." And I was like, "Oh fuck!" I was like, I don't really like Stephen King's books. I like when Stephen King is adapted. I don't like his stuff just like raw in my face or like in my ears. Like I don't like the way he writes. I don't like this dialogue.
Yeah, his dialects.
His dialogue's pretty like everything is what's the word when you get a lot of information? What's it called? Exposition.
Mhm.
A lot of it's exposition.
So I was like, I'll listen to it. And it starts off very Stephen King, like the dialogue, and like even in movies, like if dialogue is off, I'm like, I don't like this. So I just kept going. And it started to get better. It started to get better the further it went. But at first I was like, oh, oof. And I didn't really like the guy that was narrating it. It just like the choices he made for the characters' voices, because he voices a lot of like kids, and I don't think his voice works well as a kid's voice or like him trying to be a kid, and it was just like kind of irritating to me. But whenever, because there's like court scenes in it too, whenever he switched to that, I was like, oh, okay, I like this. But whenever he did the kids' voices, I was like, ugh.
It sounds like old ladies or something when people try to do kids' voices.
There are definitely some scenes in it, or I guess like in it where it was like it's pretty horrific. It's pretty hard to get through, especially this one with
The gorilla.
I don't remember a gorilla at all.
where they're observing the gorilla. Do you remember that part?
I remember a gorilla, but I don't remember that part.
Oh,
I'm talking. The part I'm thinking of is one of the kids. He's really. Oh, okay. One of the kids, he's just like off. He's like one of those kids that he's like the quiet kid. You kind of want to be friends with him because you know he's gonna do something bad one day, so you just don't want to like mess with him. He kind of abuses a cat, and it kind of really got to me. Because it really got into detail, and then like I was just like, it's a kitten. Why would you do that? So I was like, I don't like that. But that kid, everyone hated him in the book, so I was like, okay, at least everyone hates him.
that poor fat kid, man.
In the beginning, they're describing him, and he's like the nerdy fatty fat kid that's fat. You know, I was just like, dang, dude, wow.
that gets so much abuse, not just from the author, but like from the other characters too. But even the authors seem to like to hate this kid.
Like the kids making fun of him, I was like, oh, that makes sense. Kids do that. But the author, man, he's like a fatty fat kid that fats all the time, and he's just fat. And I was like, and also he's a nerd, so he's like stupid and nerd. And I was like, geez, man, why do you hate this kid?
Even like the flashbacks or whatever is like, oh, he was pathetic in his therapy session. I'm just like, oh my god.
That reminds me of that Case Closed episode we were watching. He's like, that ugly fat guy.
But this book kind of reminded me of the Strand, because there's like a parasite that infects him, and it kind of makes him into like a kind of a zombie kind of character or like monster or something like that. And there's a really good scene where like they have to go into this cave, and they know one of them's in there, and that is a really good scene in that book. But overall, it really just seemed. I can't believe this is a bestseller. It kind of just seemed like a high production, like creepypasta to me.
So when this came out, it was like heavily like peddled. I say peddled, but like Stephen King was basically like, you should read this book, like to everybody. And I can totally see that, like, because it kind of sounds like him. He's like, oh, you should read this. And everybody that wanted to read a Stephen King book kind of like gravitated toward this. So not to pick apart this or whatever. So when you moved to DFW, I got this book and I was actually listening to it while you were like on the couch or something like that. It's like a very vivid memory, but especially like this one specific scene with the fat kid at the end happened. And I just like was like there doing dishes, like, son of a bitch.
I was gonna say, what really turned me off to it, and why I think it was a bestseller, is the way people probably saw it or kind of talked about it. It was like, oh, it's kids talking like kids, and it's really like authentic kids talking to kids. And that's what I feel like people were saying, and that's why it was a bestseller. But I hate when books do that because it's never right. It's always like an adult's version of that. It's never like the authentic thing. And I hate when people are like, oh man, that's so true to life. And it's like, couldn't be further from the truth. Not bad. Not bad. I'm glad I listened to it. There are some really good parts, some horrific parts. So it wasn't too bad. Not sure what I'm going to go on to next, but we'll see. That's all I did.
You should try that I'm Not a Serial Killer book. It's real short. I bet it's more thriller than horror, but it definitely has horror in it. But it's a fun listen by Dan Wells.
Dan Wells. I Am Not a Serial Killer.
Yep. It's very good dialogue, very good characters, and just it's a fun concept and stuff.
If it's got good dialogue, then I'm in, because I need something with good dialogue.
It's one of those where it's like, pretty sure it's first person. But I feel like if it's that kind of storytelling is doing it's very it reminds me. Did you ever listen to Odd Thomas?
No.
Odd Thomas?
Yeah.
Kuntz, right?
Yeah. It's a very, very much along the same tone of that, but darker for sure. There is, I mentioned this when I listened to it, there is a twist to it that I would have preferred to know beforehand, which is rare for me. But I feel like if I'd been expecting that, I would have enjoyed it. I definitely enjoyed it and thought it was very good, but it's one that it shifts, we'll say. But I'll leave it to that and let you look it up if you want to.
One thing I forgot I wanted to mention is in the book, one of the kids, or like a lot of the kids, I'm going to say all the kids in this book. So they're from their perspective, they're always like hearing the voices of their parents when they're about to do something, or like they're going to do something dangerous. And one of the kids is like, oh, I hear my mom saying, no, don't do that. I've never had that in my life. It's always just my voice in my head. I've never heard
stupid.
I've never heard like my dad like, don't do that. I'm like, so I'm always like, I wonder if people will have that. So, or if it's just the book thing. So that's just something that popped into my head.
Thing.
Yeah.
Also, I like the original cover for the troop. It was it's this one. I like this one.
You don't like the island one?
It's a cool one.
No, I don't like it. It's I don't know. I like very minimalist covers like that because it kind of leaves up to the font and just the name. I like that.
What was that? What was that Guillermo del Toro book?
The Strain.
Yeah. Did it remind you of that at all?
A little bit, like at the beginning. Yeah. Especially when they're trying to figure out like what the parasite is, or not to give anything away, but what's infecting them.
Yeah.
Especially after the Scoutmaster gets that horrible ending. But yes, especially when they're trying to figure stuff out, it did remind me of that.
Yeah. All right, Joel,
also a good book cover. Just saying.
Yeah. What did you do?
What did I do? Okay, Reacher was on. I don't have much notes because a lot of stuff happened. So there was this part, when someone's honking for you in a TV, usually they go like beep, beep, and then after a while.
Joseph.
Well, like on movies and stuff, when they're honking for people and they go beep, beep, and then after a while they'll go beep, beep again. This they just stood on the horn. It was like beep during the whole scene, and I was like, "Oh, this is hurting my ears." Reacher got a kiss. Reacher got a surprise,
Smooch.
and then the jig is up. So Reacher's he was
He got a
undercover.
kiss and a surprise.
And then
Yeah, he got a
fired.
kiss and a surprise. And then the jig is up on Reacher. All his because he was undercover, but everyone's finding everything out, so he's on the run. And he tells the girl that they're LA bound. So that was the end of Reacher. They're going to LA.
Did he eat?
He did not have time on this one. So that's probably why I don't have much notes, because he didn't eat much. Oh, he had coffee. Some old folks made him some coffee, and he's like, "This is good," because all I had was coffee out of a cat's butt.
On eating really fast. An episode today I watched of that 70s show. The two kids from Sweet Life Zack and Cody, the Sprout, those little boys, the twins.
Yeah.
They're
Those little boys.
yeah, the whole friend gang went to a fun land, and Kelso got left behind. He rode back with his family and these two kids, and one of the Sprout boys spat on his ice cream cone and laughed in his face, and it was just like it was literally
Dang.
a blob just rolling down it, and Kelso was like,
Ew.
it was so gross.
Why is ice cream always nasty?
Oh,
Remember
it was
Wimpy
sad.
Kid when they like share an ice cream with the whole family and they're all like licking
Gross.
it? It's like, ah. I finished Slow Horses season 3. Best season in my opinion so far. That show, everyone is in danger in that show, so you never know who's going to die. And then movies. So before I get to my 3 movies that I have a theme for, Jonah was in town and we watched a movie it's a documentary called Dave Not Coming Back. So this is about some divers in South Africa. They were diving and they saw a body at the bottom of this like hole where they're diving. So they're like, we're going to go and we're going to recover this body because it was people knew that the person went missing. So they're going to recover it for the family. And it doesn't go the way they would have liked it. So it was pretty good. It was interesting.
I watched a YouTube video about that. Like
Really?
people seeing those bodies because a lot of people dive and like not only dive but go into holes like in the
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
in the
scary.
sea, and there's like such a high like fatality to that, and so people try to recover it and they die.
Yeah.
And it's like, God.
So that's what happened. But it's kind of amazing because the guy who died trying to recover it, his line got like entangled with the guy they were trying to recover. So eventually he like floated up. They pulled him up, so he was still able to recover it, even though he had died. I've been watching a lot of those videos about like people getting stuck in caves, and I do not ever want to get stuck in a cave because they like get squashed. And
That's
it's-
horrifying.
It's terrible, yeah. And then we did go to see Black Bag in the theaters, so it was pretty good. Very British. It's basically the personal lives of intelligent agents. So it's about like how messed up their relationships are and stuff like that. I like the shit how it was shot, and I like the music was really good in it too. So pretty good movie. Okay, so then the theme was the cinema of Rick Alverson. So this guy is very divisive. If you look at most of his movies, they're all like 50% because either people either love it or people either hate it. So the first one I watched, I couldn't find his first 2. They weren't on the internet, but first one I watched was The Comedy. This is from 2012. And this is starring Tim from the Tim and Eric show, and it also had Eric, so they were in it. And despite the name, it's not a comedy. I would agree with a lot of people that say it's not actually a comedy. It's basically about like baby men who are extremely bored out of their minds, and so just do like the most offensive stuff they could do. So it's like. Remember Nocturnal Creatures, the beginning of that? It's kind of like starts with that, but with dudes instead of women. So, so it was interesting. It was probably not my favorite of the 3 I watched. The next one I watched was called Entertainment, and this was 2015. And this also had a guy from Tim and Eric. This guy, Neil Hamburger. I don't know if you guys have heard of him. He's a comedian.
Amber's
Um,
last name.
Yeah, so his style is very anti-comedy, if you know kind of what that is about. So you the punchline kind of like lets you down. It's like very offensive or something like that, where you're like, that's not funny, that's just offensive. So that's kind of his style. This one is about a guy, he's a comedian, he's out in the desert, he's doing shows for like tiny bars and like prisons. And he's trying to connect with his daughter. He calls her like every night, and it doesn't seem like she's answering or anything like that. So it's just like this depressed guy out in the desert. And again, it's not much of a comedy, it's more about like depression and loneliness. And this guy, he just kind of goes mad after a while. It's just it gets like the movie gets crazier and crazier, and it's just like wow.
You're
And
just like, I want to laugh.
yeah. And then the next movie was called The Mountain from 2018. And I kind of want to say the last one was the best one, but this one was really good because it had Jeff Goldblum, and this is probably one of his best movies from recent memory I could remember. Because I mean, if you try to think of best Jeff Goldblum movies, it's probably like The Fly, Jurassic Park. But this one, I thought he was really good in it. It's about a guy. So Jeff Goldblum, he's not the star. The star is that Taylor. I forgot his name. He plays Cyclops in the X-Men movies. But this kid, his parents die. And Jeff Goldblum comes and he's like, I knew your mom. And I need someone to come and take pictures for me because I'm going on a road trip. So he doesn't really know who this guy is. Turns out this guy takes place like in the 50s. This guy is a lobotomist, so he was very big on lobotomy, and he thought that would cure everything. So he's going with this guy doing these lobotomies, and he's like taking pictures of the patients and stuff like. So this is another one where it gets really weird, just based on the subject matter.
It was a comedy.
Yeah, and yeah. It was an experience, I'll say that. I think Entertainment was the best of the three, but this one was really shot well. I really liked how it was shot, and like I said, Jeff Goldblum was the standout in this movie. But yeah, so the very weird movies. If you're into like art house stuff, maybe check them out. They're not easy watches. Some of, like I said, some of it's there just to be offensive and stuff like that. But yeah, I can see why he's a divisive director. But he hasn't really made anything since 2018. I think he works on music. He's like in a band or something. So that was what I did this time. So any
Movie I really want to watch that Red Letter Media talked about called The Presence or Presence. Came out last year. Really want to check it out.
Is that Billy Boyd? No. Who is that?
Like the
What's it about?
director?
Yeah, the director.
Todd somethings? Soderbergh?
Yeah. Soderbergh. Yeah. It's the poltergeist,
It's about a ghost.
Ghosts.
The Ghost.
but from like the ghost perspective.
Oh, I did see a little snippet of that. Yeah.
I think you said, "Oh, I did see that."
I watched that yesterday. Yeah, it was interesting.
All right, so March and April are pretty slight on the movie going. I do want to see the Amateur movie with Rami Malek. That looks pretty good. I do want to see that. So
The killing one where you like
Oh
No.
yeah, he's like
Where he's like an
Analyst?
analyst for the CIA, but then he goes into the field because something happens.
everyone's like, "You're a nerd. You can never do this."
Yeah.
And he's like killing people with his mind.
I use my mind power. Yeah, we're watching Case Closed again with Jonah, so it's an amazing time to watch anime. All right. I think that's going to do it for this time. Like, subscribe, and notify yourself for even more good stuff, and we will see you next time. Bye.
Recording stopped.